Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another official episode of the Definitely Grown Ups podcast here with and Avery and Austin. Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah. So just now, before we started this, we were talking about these brisk lemonades.
Oh, dude, I love brisk lemonade. Love the brisk fruit punch.
But you don't like tea, right?
No, I don't like tea.
But the other ones are pretty good. And we were talking about how they don't really freeze very well unless you really leave them in there a long time. So you can always get a good combination of that, like slushy in a bottle.
You can literally leave them in there for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Pop it out, give it a squeeze, and it's perfect slushy consistency.
Well, that reminded me, yesterday, Cassidy got us the flip-flop. I keep calling it the flip-flop. Oh, no.
It's because you're a boomer.
Yeah, because I remember the OG. The Tasty Spoon, and they have these new slushy, like it's frozen lemonades.
Yeah.
And she got us the strawberry one. Super tasty. However, those strawberries were so thick and there were so many. Like I could not drink it. I had to get a spoon. But man, it was so tasty.
Brittany's got those a few times, and then I've got some for like
Are they new?
the morning. No, they've had them for a minute.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're too busy eating the bulk. So.
Eating the bulk vanilla. But yeah, it was super tasty. We had some with Pizza King last night for dinner.
Very nice. I've been meaning to go over there and try to get some of that peanut butter soft serve that they've got.
Yeah,
and get the chocolate dip. Yeah, but I keep not just because. So,
yeah.
Dude, speaking of things we've been doing in our personal lives. So, as we've talked a few times before, multiverses.
Mm-hmm.
It's going great. I have been having trouble with like connectivity issues, which could either be because of my internet or, it's still in beta. So they're trying to introduce things and my internet then exacerbates that problem. But the games I can play, I'm having a lot of fun. I do like the changes that they've made, even though that, a lot of
your Finn's backpack.
They did nerf Finn's backpack, but they only nerfed it to where like 12-year-olds can't hit the same button over and over again and it work. But if you combo into it, it still works the way you want it to, which is fine with me. That's absolutely okay. They even nerfed Bugs Bunny a whole bunch, and he still plays like a maniac.
He's still cracked.
Honestly, a ton of fun too. Like, you can actually see the skill difference because, like, I just recently unlocked Bugs Bunny, and so he's like a level 4 or 5, nothing too crazy. And I was just playing him one day, and I fought this team, and me and this random won the first round. The second round, the dude switches to a level 18 Bugs Bunny, and I still clapped him, bro.
Yeah.
I got combos on lock.
Heck yeah.
Dude.
Have you bought Finn yet, Beck?
No, I've just been playing other characters. I've just been enjoying the other characters. I like the free rotation thing. It makes me have to play other characters.
Right.
I'll eventually buy Finn to have that in my back pocket when I need to throw him out there. But like right now, like Harley Quinn, Bugs Bunny, Iron Giant, I'm just having a good time.
The best thing I ever did when we were playing that was actually try the other characters, because I went so long where I only played LeBron and Arya and sometimes Iron Giant.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I love the game, but I started getting bored. And I said, you know what? We'll hit it on shuffle a few times. It was just online with other people.
Yeah.
And of course that game I accidentally popped off as Rhine Dog, and now I have a level 16 Rhine Dog.
Insane.
But Bugs is fun, Harley's fun, Garnet's fun.
I do have a problem with the brawler characters, but that's just a me thing. I'm having trouble finding kill confirms, whereas as in like the assassin classes or even the tanks, or I mean, there's only 2 mages, but like Bugs Bunny, I can find a kill confirm. But with like Garnet, I haven't played Shaggy yet, actually.
I've only played him like twice.
But like Garnet and Batman, I can't find a kill confirmed to save my life. Jake is one of the brawlers that I can play as. He is a lot of fun. his forward air, that's the big stretchy fist that also can spike, that also can ledge guard, that can also like it's a great move.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I haven't had as fun to play with Jake. The first few games, I only played as him because you were playing Finn, and I thought it'd be funny to pull up as Jake and Finn.
Right.
But I'm not good at aiming those charged air attacks because I'm, like we talked about before with Xander, my base of fighting games come from Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. So like I am not good at offstage fighting and air fighting. The only ones I can hit the up and down ones. I can't hit the vertical ones.
Well, I will absolutely talk you up a little bit though, because Multiverses has extended your ledge play and your offstage like comfortable.
Way more than I ever did in Smash. I would never go off stage in Smash.
No.
Which is why I got toasted all the time.
All the time.
Because when you don't go off stage, that also means you don't know how to recover well because you don't play off the stage.
Right.
And I never did. So I could never recover well, and I always got thrown out.
Yeah. So in Multiverses, you have 2 jumps, 2 air dodges, 2 special moves in the air. Everyone's making it back, baby. You have to work hard to gimp people, but that just makes it feel even better when you just absolutely meme on somebody at 12% and you dunk them.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what?
Yeah.
You dash dance on them real quick. I'm excited for Spike and Black Adam. I think those are 2 cool characters. The only sad thing about Black Adam coming out is that I know less DC characters are going to get added, which is fine because I want to see a whole bunch of other franchises in it. But I would love to see Poison Ivy in the game. Brittany said it, and after Brittany said it, I've just been thinking like, man, Poison Ivy would be sick. You get tendrils, and you can like pod up and
probably eventually it'll happen. But it might be a long ways down the road because they've confirmed Joker. Of course, they have to have Joker.
Yeah,
they've Black Adam is coming soon because he's on the title screen now.
Yeah, out of left field too. Like even the leaks didn't say anything about Black Adam.
Yeah, no. So which of course that's because the movie's coming out soon.
True.
And I'm hoping that movie's really good because
Same.
The DC universe has had a really tough time, and now they've totally wiped the board, which is good for them. But what they've done really good at, they have not done good in their connected universes. What they have done good is single movies. I haven't watched Shazam movies. I've heard good and bad things about him. But Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, that was a great Joker movie.
It was.
I don't know how I feel about the next movie coming out. I think you've convinced me that Lady Gaga might play a pretty good Harley.
I'm so excited.
But I don't like the idea that the movie's going to be a musical. I don't know how I feel about that. But like that movie was good. The new Batman movie was all right. I still don't think you might not be able to sit through it. I want you to watch it. I want you to give it a shot. But it is a little boring at times. But overall, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
And then, what's one of the other ones? I had them all in my head just now, and we started talking, and I forgot.
Aquaman.
No, that was in the connected universe. I'm talking like disconnected from the universe.
They just started. Yeah.
I don't know, but did you hear their plan now? They are officially they literally made a statement and said, we're going to do this like Kevin Feige has. Like gave Kevin Feige credit, which is the guy that runs Marvel,
right, yeah,
and said they're wiping the board and they're making a 10-year plan for the DC universe, and they're going to try to start over. And because they canceled the Batgirl movie, which was sad because I kind of wanted to see what's his face come back as Batman.
Oh yeah.
Michael Keaton, yeah. I almost said the other one. What was the other one? George Clooney.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's not bring George Clooney back.
Let's not.
But yeah, I wanted to see Michael Keaton come back as Batman, and he was in that Batgirl movie, and they're doing away. He still should show up in the Flash movie, but they should cancel that movie because Ezra Miller has ruined himself.
He's not doing great right now.
He just got arrested for like the 5th time since he was in the Justice League movie for assaulting somebody.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Like, I don't like taking people's abilities to make money away based on their mistakes. But if you're gonna do it, he should be the guy to do it too.
Yeah. Not Johnny Depp.
Right.
Warner Brothers. You're on thin ice.
Or anyone else with the whole cancel culture thing.
Right.
Anyone else that's associated with cancel culture. I don't think that's the way to go. You can't learn from anything if you just put them down, you know? Especially if you're going to base it off of stuff from years ago.
Right. I mean, that's why old boy lost his job for a while.
James Gunn.
Yeah. He made like a satirical tweet that people misconstrued.
And so he made a lot back then, and they were pretty egregious.
Yeah.
But it was also 10 years ago. And the idea is you have to become a better person. But if you're looking that far back, then you're not giving anyone the ability or the credit that they have become a better person.
Right.
Like the original idea was we're taking it from you until you become a better person. And I still don't think that's the way to go. But then you're going to take things away from people because they used to be a bad person? It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So, not to get into that, though.
Yeah.
But regardless, Ezra Miller had, you know,
He probably won't be the Flash anymore.
he's assaulted like 3 women.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's been pretty nuts.
So, and like, even to like, when it first happened, and it's like fans that wouldn't leave him alone. Like at some point, I'm sure famous people I can see a world where you get too overwhelmed with people bothering you, but like,
You can't.
not more than once.
Yeah,
buddy.
you can't hit
You don't
5 people.
Yeah.
Like, I'll maybe give you one.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like a please step back and you gave them a gentle push. And like,
But
you
not
know.
flipping a woman over your shoulders. in a
Yeah,
club.
no.
No. That's where we draw
Yeah.
the line. So
Ezra Miller, go figure yourself out. We'll get someone else to play
I wouldn't
Flash.
mind them bringing in Grant Gustin, the guy that plays Flash on the CW show. They have like 9 seasons and it's finally ending. So he's probably doesn't want to play the Flash anymore. He's done it for 9-10 years.
Right.
But I liked the first few seasons of that. We talked about it in the last episode. The last half wasn't very good. A big problem with the Flash is all of his evil villains are based off of time travel, and you get tired of time travel after season 4.
Well, not like Captain Boomerang and
Yeah,
King
but
Cold or.
his big ones that actually mean something to him are all time travel.
But you could
based.
make Captain Boomerang King Cold. Is it King Cold?
No,
Captain Cold? Is
Captain
it Captain Cold and Captain Boomerang?
yeah, I think
That's annoying.
Captain Cold.
King Cold?
It's not King Cold.
Dr. Cold?
No,
It's not Dr. Freeze,
No.
but it's Mr. Cold.
it's Captain Cold.
I don't know. I don't.
I'll look it up. Say your point. I'll
Yeah.
look it up.
Well, like, you can take less cool supervillains and still make them cool enough to be in the show. Like, Captain Boomerang would be neat.
Captain Cold. Yeah.
Is it really
Yeah.
Captain Cold? Oh my god! But Captain Boomerang, Captain Cold.
That just shows you what material they're having to work with
yeah.
here.
Polka Dot Man. Polka Dot Man's one of Flash's villains, isn't he?
But see, like, all of his main storylines are based on time travel. You have Reverse Flash, and then you have, like, Zoom, and then you have even his...
No, Zoom has Zoom's about you know, Woody from Toy Story, like, teaching these group of kids that it's okay to have superpowers.
Shut
while
up. No, that's a
Blink-182
different
plays
movie.
in the background.
Stop it. No, that's a different movie. And then but even, like, in the comics, he meets his kids because they come back from the future. And you have, they did with, what was his name? I don't remember what his name was, but in the show, I don't know if this is a comic one or not.
Okay.
But in the show, they had one of the big bads was this big dude in a suit, and he's super fast. What you find out is in the first season of the show, when he's taking down the Reverse Flash, he does something where he goes back in the past and takes a version of himself, brings it to the present, and both of them take him out together.
Okay.
Well, this big bad guy is that version of the Flash that he took from the past and messed up his whole life. It's basically a clone, like a Speed Force clone is what they call him. And it's that guy that his whole life is ruined. And it's literally the Flash, but evil. and he was the big bad. So like it was okay then. But then the next guy is from the future, and then the next guy is from the future, and then the next guy
from the past.
Yeah, he's not from the future, but he's from something that happened because somebody came back from the future.
Oh my gosh.
He's a byproduct of that thing. So it's like at some point you have to stop this, and now they're to the point in the show where another guy has come back from the future and he's bounty hunting Flash, and his kids are there from the future, and it's just crazy. Like his grandson is there from the future and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, we have to stop.
Right. Well, like they could bring in Slade. Like Slade.
See, but they did that on
the...
Arrow though, and he. I don't remember if he dies in Arrow or not, but he's in the whole show of Arrow, and then his son is in the show in Arrow. Because what Arrow did,
he has a daughter.
Son and daughter. He has both.
Oh, I thought he just had a daughter.
But I'm pretty sure in the show he had a son.
Okay.
But what they did in the show of Arrow, is the Arrow himself, Oliver, dies. And now every time there's a crossover event, they use they use Oliver Queen's and Felicity's daughter, who is now Arrow, and they use her. And it's but like even Arrow did a future thing, because Arrow, how it always worked was there was always flashbacks in the middle of episodes to when he was on the island.
Right.
And then after 5 years, the flashbacks catch up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They catch up because you've run out of time on the island. The show has went on for 5 seasons. You've ran out of time on the island. So then for like a season, they didn't really do any flashbacks. And then they did flash forwards. And even they did it. Where it's like this... it's this universe where Slade's son comes along and chops off Oliver's arm or something, or kills Oliver, and his daughter is now, and you don't know it's his daughter, and then they reveal it that it's his daughter. You know it's his daughter the whole time. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like they use Slade a lot in the Arrow show, and basically how they formed it there was when he crashed on the island, he meets Slade for the first time as a mercenary, and Slade wasn't really Deathstroke yet. Slade's brother was, and he kills his brother, takes the mantle, basically. And then he gets like this miracle thing that makes him more super powered, like more of like a super soldier is kind of what he becomes.
Yeah.
And which is comic book accurate.
Yeah.
He is more of a super soldier-esque person. Which is funny that you have to be to keep up with Batman, who isn't. But
it's because Batman the GOAT, bro.
But and then Arrow shoots him in the eye, thinks he kills him, and then leaves his mask on the island and goes away. And then he comes back and he kills his mom and he tries to kill his sister and like all this stuff. So they use a lot of Deathstroke in the Arrow show.
Interesting.
You wouldn't see much of a crossover. But then outside of those two shows, though, every other show they introduced was a hot garbage fire.
Smallville.
Legends of Tomorrow, which was just picking random characters that never really mattered from Arrow, from Flash, from Supergirl, and putting them in a spaceship and they traveled through time. Legends of Tomorrow. And the reason they were picked was because what the guy told him was, you're picked because you're the legends of the future. And I formed this team, and it turns out, it was kind of a good plot twist. It turns out they actually, in the grand scheme of time, mean nothing. If they die while they're on these adventures, it will not affect their timelines because they mean nothing in their own timelines.
Oh, that's neat.
It is kind of cool. And it causes some conflict. So the first season was pretty good. I wouldn't say pretty good. It wasn't on the realm of Arrow and Flash, but it was all right. But then after that, it just gets boring because it's time travel. And you're fighting the same guys. You kill a villain, and then boop, because of time travel, he's still here. It's the same thing.
Time travel. So much fun, honestly.
And then I never watched Black Lightning, so I can't comment on that. But Batgirl was really, really bad. It was so bad the actress quit, and then they replaced her, but they didn't. They recasted her.
Right.
But a different ethnicity, same suit, same character, recasted her. And then after season 2, it got canceled. Oof. And then Supergirl was all right, too. I didn't hate Supergirl. Supergirl takes place on another planet. In another universe, not another planet, another universe, And Flash, at one point, the way they do their crossover is he accidentally crosses over into another universe through the Speed Force, and he meets Supergirl, brings her back to his universe to fight the big bads. And
In time travel.
yeah. And then Lois and Clark, the Superman show.
Smallville?
No, not Smallville. Their version of it. They have their own
No,
Superman.
the CW did Smallville.
Yeah, it did. And Infinite and Crisis on Infinite Earths, they bring back the actor for Smallville just for a short scene, and it was honestly, it's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah, they do though. They bring him back, and they also because the guy that plays Adam in Arrow, and he's also in Legends of Tomorrow, he's one of the heroes, is the same actor that also played a different version of Superman. So they bring him back with a really good looking suit. But the guy that played Superman, he was awful in the first season of Supergirl. That's how they introduce him, is through the Supergirl show.
Uh-huh.
You never see him in the first season because they didn't have him cast yet. He's just this shadowy figure. But everyone knows he's Superman. And they just use it to compare her to him the whole time. So she is able to prove she's her own person. She's not just the cousin, right? And then when you finally get to see him in season 2, he's like a stick person. Like, he's not big. Doesn't fit the role well. But dude, when they made his own show, he slowly got more and more built. I think he's one of my favorite Supermen now. And you have the classic suit, the classic Superman suit. He looks so good in. And you even get a scene where he's holding up a car over Lois, just like the original.
Oh, the Action Comics #1, yeah.
Yep, where they give you that scene. So I think that is the only show that did better later on.
The longer it went,
yeah, because the more shows they introduced, the worse each of them got, and then that was the latest one they've introduced, and it's just as good. The first season of that, in my opinion, was just as good as Arrow and the Flash.
Nice.
But the rest of it, I can't watch. I really can't. It's too cheesy. It's too corny, and the plot lines aren't good. It's just bad storytelling.
Yeah. I want to see like, because that's why I enjoyed the Suicide Squad movies.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them. I did, and I enjoyed both of them. We've talked about how I'm not a fan of Jared Leto's Joker, but I still did enjoy both of those movies, because they take characters that aren't that cool, and then they make them that cool, which James Gunn's Suicide Squad was super great, but I was pissed they killed Captain Boomerang. Mm-hmm. Captain Boomerang was my favorite character.
Couple minutes.
Like 4.5 seconds in. Arm Fall Off Boy was there, which I thought was weird because he's a hero, not a villain. He
also didn't die, though, in that movie. It looks like he dies, but there's one point in the movie where it's showing their screens of their heartbeats, and his heart's still beating. He's still alive.
Interesting.
So I'm hoping they bring him back, because I love that actor.
Nathan Fillion.
Oh, I love Nathan Fillion.
Oh, Nathan Fillion.
Castle is one of my favorite shows, and I finally got Cassidy to watch Castle. We love Castle. Have you ever watched Castle?
No.
It's a detective show.
But he's like a writer, right?
Yeah, he plays an author, and how he gets into this situation, he's a famous author, and the book he's now writing is based off of his partner, who's a cop. He gets in and he gets to supervise, and as he's supervising and watching, shadowing, that's the word for it. As he's shadowing these cops, he starts inputting, like making inputs about how, well, if this was a mystery in one of my novels, this is how it would go down. And then it's right. And so it's a really cool, but he's a funny guy.
They hate each other. That's why that show didn't last as long.
Oh yeah, the actors do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actors absolutely despise each other. And then they ex-nated her for the last season of that. She's actually the main character in that show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's basing the books off her. And then they fall in love, whatever, and they get married, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how the season... We stopped watching before that came along because I heard how awful it was. But they didn't fire her, but they did not ask her to come back for the last season of the show that she basically carried. Because her character was great in that show. And so, yeah, they didn't even ask her back. So which makes it pretty crappy.
Like, you can not get along with your coworkers right? But like at the end of the day, you have to be a professional. And that is if you flip burgers or if you make $1 million movies, it doesn't matter.
It works the same.
It works the same. You just, even if you don't like each other, you get the product done so the product's good for the people who consume it.
Yep.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
I don't care that you're worth more money than I'll ever see in my entire life.
Right.
Put your big girl pants on, put your big boy pants on, and do your job.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And for the first few seasons, they did that. Now, I don't know if he had a hand in getting her off the show.
Right.
I would assume that he didn't because that show was so big.
They were both had to have been making money.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was a bigger actor when they started, but she was probably on his level when it ended.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he actually had a hand in it or not. I would hope not because, we all
Because that would make him like a dickhead.
Yeah, we all idolize these guys, even though we don't actually know them. We like their characters, but they are not their characters.
I mean, yeah, that's one of those things that it does, especially when you find out like a person who plays a character you love is just a piece of garbage, that it really just ruins the whole thing for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in Trailer Park Boys, there's a character named Bubbles. And
the guy with the glasses.
Big glassy. There's a kitty over there, boys. Yeah, like, I love that character. But the actor himself is not a good dude.
Really?
And has been accused of many things that are not very cash money. Just kind of a scumbag. And it's like, you just ruined the whole thing for me. You ruined the whole experience.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, because especially when they're really bad, it almost makes you not want to ever watch their stuff.
Anything
again.
that
they're in. Yeah.
And then some people get a bad rap, but they don't deserve it. Like Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill's one of those people that you always hear like, he's so funny on TV, but then he's an asshole. But then you do any amount of research for your own so you don't have to think like everyone else. And then, no. Have you ever seen an interview with Jonah Hill?
Yeah. Have you seen the one where the interviewer goes, so even though you've lost all this weight, are you still the fat guy of Hollywood? And he's like, he literally goes, what kind of question is that? Wait, what? You're a dick. What kind of question is that?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, well, no, you know what I mean. Because, he's like, no, I don't know what you mean. Explain that to me. Like, really?
Yeah, well, there's another one where before he did lose all the weight, where they're like, oh, you smell a lot better than I thought you would. What the hell?
What does that even mean?
Right.
And it's also, and that might even be to a degree, maybe even more acceptable because he's a comedian too. So I'm sure these interviewers think they can be a little more jokey, a little more abrasive, but no, that's just not something you should say to any person that exists.
Right. Like, I can see because the you smell better than I thought you would was, I don't even think at the beginning, it was just like a backhanded compliment in the middle of this interview.
Right.
Like if you led with that and then, he was like, oh, and your nose is smaller than I thought it would be. It's like, or if you have any kind of like
banter beforehand.
or
if he started something and then you say
and then you lead into it. Right. But no, people all these famous people were like, oh, Jonah Hill is fat. Let's just make fun of the fat kid.
Right.
And then, like he lost all the weight and he's doing good for himself. And then everyone still portrays him as an asshole. But it's like, yeah, I would be too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's just a normal dude trying to better his life. Yes, he's worth, again, more money than I'll ever see. But like, he's just a dude.
Right.
Clearly he was feeling self-conscious about his weight,
or he wouldn't have lost
all of it.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Don't bring it up after he's lost it.
No, just be like, dude, you look great.
Right.
Let that be the comment.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not, so you're still the fat guy, right?
Yeah. Are you still the fat guy of Hollywood? What?
Dude,
Another interview.
Dick.
Now, Robert Downey Jr. doesn't get a bad rap like Jonah Hill does. But like the interviews, if you've seen them, which there's one specific interviewer that is notorious for making people mad because he has the worst questions and he's trying to instigate.
I think I've seen that guy because he does one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Uh-huh.
And it's in the movie Django Unchained. And if you're familiar with the movie, the N-word is used a lot because it's in slave times, and like that's the whole thing is Django was a slave who then was freed, and then he becomes a bounty hunter. Badass movie. Tarantino did it. Excellent.
Right.
And the dude was asking about how he feels about the N-word being used. And Samuel L. Jackson knows that. Like, that's who this guy is, and goes, I'm not answering that question unless you say it.
I don't think it's the same guy.
Oh, is it not? That's a hilarious interview, though.
Because the guy that I'm thinking about that talks to, like, Robert Downey Jr. this one, I'm pretty sure he's black.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't think that's the same guy. But, like, in this Robert Downey Jr. interview, he brings up Robert's dad, who's dead.
What the hell?
Right out the gate. And then, like, Robert Downey Jr. is like, I don't want to talk about that. And then he goes, all right, well then so your drug addiction, like back to back. And Robert Downey Jr. like gets angry with him and is like, what kind of, are you actually like, he says something along the lines of like, I can't believe you actually got this far in your career, buddy. And then they go back and forth. He won't give it up. So RDJ just leaves the interview. He just gets up and leaves. And it's like, these people they're so bad. They're worse than the bad actors because they're just as famous. News anchors and these interviewers are just as famous as these famous people. They're on TV. But they feel like they have some type of right.
We are the press, so we can do this.
Right. And it's like, no. Common
human decency says, please don't.
Right.
You know what I mean? If this was like, you know, if this was the big expose, Robert Downey Jr. comes out about his drug addiction. Yes, then ask that question. Ask how his father's death potentially affected his problem that he had with drugs. Oh, this is an interview for families and everyone to see about Iron Man 3? Ask him questions about that.
Not his drug addiction.
Yeah, you know what
I almost ruined his life.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Like, it is irksome. You know what I mean? Because then there's always going to be the people that are like, no, you have to ask the hard-hitting questions. If they're appropriate.
Right.
For the time and what's going on.
And even if, did they do something wrong? You know what I mean? Maybe then, you know?
Yeah.
And if you want to add in like the Jonah Hill thing, again, it's got to start out with maybe him starting, maybe he roasts you as soon as he comes in the interview because he's a funny guy and that's what comedians do sometimes.
Yeah.
Fine. Jab back at him and say, well, I might be shorter than you thought, but I will give you credit. You do smell better than what I thought you would.
Exactly.
That's fine.
That's hilarious. And that's a back and forth, a little ball busting, a little laughing going on.
What you can't do is have a really good, nice interview about a movie, going back and forth, having a good conversation, then out of left field hit him with that. You smell better than I thought you would. What?
Bro, where did that come from?
Right. I don't know.
So how's it being the fat guy?
Yeah. You still the fat guy of Hollywood?
It's you know what there's so many examples of interviewers that are just dickheads about it. Like there's the one that came out about
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. He was a great actor, and there was a big panel where there's like an interview for one of the Marvel movies, and like he's kind of dozing off and not feeling great because he had stage 4 cancer, and like, you know, everyone's like, you know, trying to pick up cover for him and stuff, and then like the interviewer keeps kind of prodding at him. It's like, dude, stop.
Yeah. And no one knew he had it, but still, that's why you don't do those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that goes into, when you talk about Chadwick Boseman, that also leads into how awful fans can be. The amount of comments that people always, this guy just isn't staying into shape for his role. He must not be taking it seriously. All kinds of people were saying stuff like that. And it's like, you don't know what's going on. Shut up. Muscles don't matter that much. You can put fake muscles in the costume and it's cool. Shut up, you know?
Well, and that's the thing. It was like, because before he got really sick, he was really like, he he was just as good as Robert Downey Jr. for his
Right.
role. He was pumped for it. He was there. And then there was that decline. And then instead of being like, I wonder what's going on, people were like, oh, he's just in it for the money. And then, nope, he is deathly ill and still in these movies trying to make a good product.
And now he's
for
gone.
The consumer.
Now he's gone, and all he saw before he left was your comments about his not staying fit for Black Panther. Shut up. It doesn't matter.
No.
It does not matter that much.
He was a great actor. He did a great job as T'Challa, and I don't know if anybody will ever top that. You know what I mean?
I'm glad they didn't recast
Me too.
him.
I'm glad that they're just like,
The most disrespectful thing, I don't care what your reason is, shut up. You are incorrect if you think the best thing was to recast him. Sure, that's the best thing for you, but to give respect to him, you don't recast him. Have his sister in the movie take over the mantle. Figure out how to bring Killmonger back. He's changed because of the way he was treated right before he died. Do it in a way that someone can honor him. That's what you should do. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I've seen the leaks. We won't talk about it.
Right.
'Cause I don't want to spoil anything just in case they're right. Do something like that. Do not recast him. That is you being selfish. These are movies. They don't actually matter that much. Shut up.
yeah,
We'll both complain about the way the movies are going or be happy about it, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. When it comes to that, he did a great job. He meant a lot to a lot of people and did a fantastic job. I said it twice, but I'll say it a third time. He did a fantastic job.
absolutely.
He deserves to be honored for what he did.
Right.
Especially the way he went about it. Because, he could have taken advantage of the situation. He could have exposed it, but he wanted to keep it quiet. He wanted to keep it with just his family. And
for one, personal reasons, like, yeah, you keep that to yourself, but also because he knew how big of a deal it was for him to be a superhero. Because, like, Black Panther was one of the first times where, like, black kids get to see a black superhero.
Yeah, good representation.
He was fantastic representation. He played the character so well, and he didn't want people to, like, be brought down by the fact that he's not going to be here for another one.
Right.
And he was just an amazing man, an amazing actor. And I want to see that one movie that he was also in, the 9 Bridges or whatever, where he's like a cop. I haven't seen that.
I haven't
but
watched
the trailers looked really good, and he's a good actor.
Yep.
So
I don't know, but in general, everyone's bad.
yes, the
moral of the story is actors awful, interviewers awful, fans awful. You're all bad.
We're all bad people.
We're all bad people. No, but it is just sad how awful you could see, the awful side of humanity, and it's so, they're the ones with the microphone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's even worse in that regard. Of course, there are great people that exist out there, and I would assume good people are the majority, honestly. But the problem is the bad people have the microphones.
Yeah, and it's a shame because, like, a lot of times you get your opinions of, like, actors and actresses from watching an interview, right? And then they're so heavily edited that you're like, oh, well, this person kind of seems like an ass. Mm-hmm. But little did you know, in the cut footage, there's 45 minutes of the interviewer being like, so how's your dead parents?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the worst part is, like, editing media. Like, editing the media. You know, the news. It's so awful how they can just do that. And that's not just me sounding like a Republican, all right? If you're stupid enough to think Fox News doesn't also make their people they're debating sound worse than what they really are, then you're stupid. You're just stupid. Both sides do it. It's absolutely crazy.
Everyone's trying to make
we have no one to trust. Why do you half the reason YouTube blew up the way it did with, like, news channels, even these stupid news channels, like, what's he called? The gnome of YouTube?
Keemstar?
Yeah, Keemstar, the gnome of YouTube. the reason these guys blew up was because we couldn't trust real media anymore. Now, granted, they've went their ways too and started doing stuff bad too. It was inevitable, but at least for a while we could trust some YouTubers. But but like that's also crazy too. It's just like you can't trust anybody. You don't really know what anyone's like.
Absolutely. There's only one news article that I trust. The Onion.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, are you not aware of The Onion?
I'm not aware of The Onion.
Oh, it is I'm using finger quotations for those of you who can't see me. News website that does articles such as, did you know that Beyonce had a lot of plastic surgery done for her role in Lion King? She had to look like a lion somehow. Those are the articles. They're just these blatant, super fake, hyper funny, satirical news articles that I have seen people use in real arguments trying to prove their point. And that is what makes The Onion funny, is because if you don't know what The Onion is, satirical. Right. Like, I mean, you are an average intelligence human. If you've seen an article that was like, you know, Harrison Ford launches himself into space so he can get ready for the next Star Wars movie.
Right.
And you looked at it, you'd be like, that's a
funny
joke.
Yeah.
And that's their whole thing, is that's what The Onion is funny news things. My favorite one is the Beyonce got plastic surgery to be in The Lion King. It is 100% my favorite one. I always have that in my back pocket just to show people because it cracks me up. Tears in eyes. Mm-hmm. It's so funny.
Yeah, but that is funny. I've never heard of The Onion before.
You give it a peek sometime. It'll give you a laugh. But we're gonna switch gears a little bit because
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So we talked about multiverses at the top.
Yeah.
Right. There's another free-to-play game that Austin's been popping off in.
Oh my gosh, dude. I cannot believe I'm about to tell you guys this.
I'm so excited for it to be said into the world.
Oh my gosh. I am having so much fun in Fortnite. Dude, I now have, in this season, in the 4 days I've played, I am tier 47 on the Battle Pass and have 6-7 wins now. I never won a solo game until this moment. Now, granted, I've never played Fortnite on my own. I've only ever played Fortnite when the boys are playing, you have a big group of people, and you guys can laugh at each other at how bad you are at building, how bad you are at this, how bad you are at that.
Right.
You play like 4 games, and you're like, all right, now at this point, I'm getting frustrated because this game sucks. And then you move on to a better game. I am having so much fun. The Kamehamehas are fun.
They're so funny.
They're so funny, dude. Are they overpowered? Absolutely. That game we played before you got off 2 nights ago where you died and then I killed the one guy, those legs of that bridge, so we were under a bridge, right?
Yeah.
And it destroyed the leg of that bridge. You cannot break that bridge with your own pickaxe.
I know.
That's not something that should break. And it got annihilated in the game because I Kamehameha through it.
So
funny. I'm having a blast. You can fly away. You can wipe more than one person with this move. You could Spider-Man around from the trees.
Dude,
so fun.
The grapple glove is one of the coolest things they put in the game.
I am having such a blast. That's the reason I haven't played Multiverse in a few days. It's because I've just been playing Fortnite with like you and Landon.
Dude,
it is so actually fun and it's hilarious. And of course too, I'm also playing the mode. The best thing they did for themselves was take away building for a while and then make it an option. Now you have an option to build or not build.
No builds is so good.
Dude, it is so great because I've always liked the idea of Fortnite, the idea of having this shooter game where it's bright colors and you have all these characters in there.
Insane skins.
Yeah, you have all these skins. You have Master Chief, Darth Vader, Goku now, Spider-Man, Batman, Rick.
Think of any man, they're in the game.
Yeah. So LeBron James, you can have
LeJon Brames.
LeJon Brames himself.
Dude, Ariana Grande, Earth's mightiest warrior.
Yeah, I've always liked the idea of it because it's a beautifully made game. It's colorful. It's entertaining to watch. There is a good amount of talent that has to be added if you're going to do the building. So there are talented gamers that play it. But actually playing it for someone that's not that great at video games, just enjoys it in their pastime, it's never been a fun game to play for us mediocre people. You either have children that just want to spend all their mom's money on getting cool skins, or you have sweaty people.
Sweaty children.
Yeah, sweaty children that build to the top of the map, and they X-nayed that. They made it fun for everybody. And I am unironically having an absolute blast playing Fortnite.
Dude, I unlocked the Shinron glider, and I'm very happy about that, because I love Dragon Ball.
I have to try to get it now because I bought the Goku's pack.
Oh, yeah, you got to get Shinron.
So I have to get it because there's no glider.
Oh, I almost have... I can almost guarantee I can get you the last one you need. You just have to slide more.
I just
and
don't
not
like
even
sliding
not even
while
slide
shooting.
more. Just go, oh, this kid kind of looks trash. Slide at him with an SMG. You'll hit your shots.
Yeah. But it is funny. I really am. We've played a lot of it in the last few days. Like I said, I'm like I maybe not 47. But I know I'm above 40.
You're almost halfway done. Yeah.
And I've only played for 4 days. And before, when I've maxed out the battle pass, I've only actually ever done it once before, but I've tried other times. But I just get so tired of the game because it's not that fun that I stop. The only other time I maxed it out was season 4 of the first chapter.
Yeah, before the island flip was even a thought.
Yeah.
See, I played season 7 because that was the first one with planes, and the only reason I played that is because I got the Galaxy Note 9 day 1. Mm-hmm. And if you played Fortnite on it, because that was the big deal with this phone, is you can play Fortnite on it. And if you played Fortnite on it, you got a special skin. Well, this is before I liked Fortnite, but Gabriel was super into it. He was like, dude, that skin is sick. And I was like, I got you, buddy. So I downloaded it on my phone, played on his account, and got him the skins. And he was like, dude, thank you so much. I was like, yeah, no problem. And then, he came over one day and he was like, you want to play Fortnite since I know you have it installed? And I was like, okay, sure. And I played a little bit, and I had fun playing with Gabe, right? Skip forward to chapter 2 when I believe Deadpool was added.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's pretty funny. And then Brittany also wanted to play it. So then me and Brittany started playing together. And we had a lot of fun. Now, we weren't very good at building, but we still caught ourselves a couple of dubs. And that was the first we played. It was me, Brittany's little sister, Rebecca, and her little brother, Daniel. We played squads. Becca did not have a console to play on, so she played on iPad. And we dropped in a squad game, landed on the yacht, the Deadpool yacht, because I needed to do a challenge there or something. That's my favorite thing of Fortnite, is completing challenges. I don't give a damn if I catch the dub or not. I'm here for the challenges. And we landed on the yacht, and we're trying to clear it out. There's a helicopter that you can get on to go, and the storm comes, and everyone got killed by NPCs but me. So I grabbed a couple of floppers, a med kit, one gun, and jumped in the helicopter because everyone was already dead. I made it into zone, landed at Slurpee, and won a squads game by myself. I had like 27 kills.
Now
I went full sicko mode. Oh no, it was mostly bots. Had to have been.
It was either bots or maybe, because even though she wasn't the party leader, it could still happen. Maybe you got put in a game with mostly not iPhone, mobile users.
It had to have been, because in a regular game,
I'm not trying to take your credit away at all, but 27 kills is streamer level pros.
I went so crazy, and Brittany was like, "There's no way you're gonna do this," and I was like, "I don't think so." And then I did. I popped off so hard. I don't give a damn if it was 100% bots. That's still 96 characters to live through. not to mention you shoot one of them down, they just go down. I got to take out the rest of the squad too. But yeah, that's one of my crowning Fortnite achievements. But I've played at least 1 or 2 games in every season since then. But from chapter 2, season 1 through 5, because that was the Marvel one, I played super heavy. And then after that, I've fallen out of it. Jump on with Stevens or jump on with Brittany. And then you started playing again, so I jumped back on for some Kamehamehas.
Now, I don't know if I'll play after this season, because even though I'm having a blast, I might, but there is still better games out there. I still don't think it's the best game. I would actually rather put my time into Multiverse, and then in October, I'm going to put all my time into Overwatch 2. I know I'm going to do it.
I'm excited for it, honestly.
Yeah, so I'm going to put a lot of time in Overwatch 2. That's not something we've really talked about, but I'm a big Overwatch fan. I go through my moments. It's a lot like Minecraft, where I can go a few months, play Overwatch a ton, and then not touch it for a few months. But Overwatch 2 is going to introduce a few new things that I'm excited about.
Dude, I am so sad with myself because everything else, after if I take a long hiatus, when I come back, I'm rusty and then I'm good again. You know what I mean? I'm to the level I was when I started playing like super heavy. That did not happen with Overwatch. Yeah. I took a break. I hadn't played it for a while.
But you took a long break, years.
Yeah, but there's tons. I can get through all of Super Mario Sunshine in 6 hours. I can have the whole game beat with like 3 deaths the entire time, and I won't touch it for 2 years at a time. But every couple years I go back through and play it. I took less of a gap than I do from Sunshine playthroughs or even like Legend of Zelda playthroughs or any other game that I play through multiple times. I took less of a gap between that to now on Overwatch, and I can't play DPS to save my life.
Well, and one thing that you're at a disadvantage to, if you're going to compare it to like Mario, how many updates have happened in those 2 years that you've been gone? They've changed every single character in lots of different ways, and a lot of the characters you played, a lot of they've changed. So that puts you at a disadvantage too. That might be why.
Right. So, but like I can't play any DPS at all to save my life, even basic bitch soldier. Like I can't. So I play healer now, and that's okay with me because nobody else does it as good as me.
Yeah, I enjoy having Avery as a healer on my team. When the Over 2 watch beta.
The Over 2 watch, bro. I'm so pumped.
When the Overwatch 2 beta dropped, we played quite a bit of that beta. I was sad that I had to pay $40 to get intro to that, and then they said, all right, you get it for a month and a half.
Yeah, see, it was stupid. It was worth it for me since I switched consoles.
Right, yeah, you didn't already have Overwatch 1.
Right, so which sucks because I don't get my PlayStation I switched to Xbox recently.
Now, there is rumors that they're going to fix that and let you.
That would be epic. That would actually be cash money. Because yeah, I have a pretty decent chunk. I'd say I have half of the cosmetics in the game. Yeah. Like for every character, I have half. With the exception of like the 5 new characters that came out during my hiatus. But like really all I care about is I want my Jazz skin for Lucio. And my dragon skin for Mercy. Because I can only play healer now, so I might as well have cool skins for them. Right. But like all the other skins, they'll just sit there until I play mystery heroes. Because I do like mystery heroes. So yeah. Yeah, let us know in the comments what do you play in your Overwatch gameplay, or if you don't, other games similar to that where it's broke down into different areas. Like even even Multiverses has that. Yeah. And I play DPS, and I play DPS in everything because that's the way my brain works. But for some reason, I just can't do it in Overwatch anymore. And now I have to play healer.
Maybe you'll play tank.
I've never in my life been able to play tank.
in any game.
Not once. No, it doesn't matter what the game is. If my job is to stand in front of everybody and take damage,
see, but that's
I'm not
why,
doing it right.
That's why Overwatch 2 might be different for you, because it's not like that anymore.
Which is true.
They literally went through a phase when they were doing all these changes to these heroes, they considered changing their name to Brawler instead of Tank.
Yeah, which, maybe, but at the same time, I can't hit my shots. That's the whole problem. Right. I can't hit anything. I don't have to hit anything if I'm playing a healer.
That's why you play Reinhardt, dude. Well, you don't have to hit anything with him. You just get close and swing your hammer.
I guess that's true.
Or just pop. If they're far away, you pop your shield. If they're close up, you swing your hammer. You win.
Tackle. I do like his shoulder charge move. That move's always funny.
And he's got 2 fire strikes now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you guys usually play. I always end up being a tank character.
Yeah, you do play tank a lot.
But I can play healer too. I don't mind playing healer, but I have to play healers that can get kills. Like, that's why I like Zenyatta so much. Is if you know how to play Zenyatta, you can get kills easily with Zenyatta, as long as you have a decent tank around. But yeah, I'm mainly a tank person. You're mainly...
Yeah, I'm usually DPS, but now I've only had success playing healer. It's funny, all my homies, like Jenna, which Jenna can play everything really well, but Jenna thrives at tank. Mm-hmm. Brittany thrives at tank. You thrive at tank. So usually I'm tanked up, baby.
Yeah,
I don't need to play tank. But when we went back to Overwatch 1, just so I could try to get some skins, because it's still up in the air if I'm getting my PlayStation skins or not. I played Flex, which it guaranteed me like credits every time I played, which I was cool with, because then I can just buy the skins that I want. And
it also gives you fast passes to DPS. That way you get pushed to the front of the queue line.
True.
So instead of waiting 10 minutes to play a DPS game, you could wait like 3.
Right. Unless everybody else is using those, and then you still wait 10.
Yeah, there's a problem.
Yeah, but and it was a 50-50 split of it making me play tank or making me play healer. And every time it'd make me pick tank, Austin went, "Oh yeah, time for you to get your tank on." And then I got play of the game as Diva, so I was pretty pumped.
But yeah, so anyway, another successful episode.
Had a lot of fun.
Books.
Let us know what you think about Interviewers, Overwatch, and Brisk Lemonade.
Oh yeah, that was how we started the episode.
Brisk Lemonade.
We didn't really talk about Brisk Lemonade. We just kind of mentioned.
But it's fire.
But let me know about Brisk Lemonade.
It's cheap and it's fire.
It's fire. I like the green one's the best.
Oh, the watermelon. It's watermelon something.
Okay, yeah, it's the best one. But anyway.
It's tea. I don't like it. But thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Share with your homies. Let us know how big brain we are in the comments.
Bye.
Bye.